See, there's the one. He looked it all up on YouTube. Truck runs like a dream. And yeah, YouTube is the best. We have looked so many things up on YouTube of how do you fix this? How do you replace this? Like, how do you get this panel open? It's fantastic. And Shanigans, welcome in. Lots of spooters behind the drywall, obviously. Oh, we have so many basement spiders. And it is on me to remove them from the house. Luckily, family does not kill them. But yeah, I hear them call for me, and I know there's another spider out there. Nice. Just neat. You can see the big hole the gator covers here at the top of the phone. This is testing the new module. Oh, okay. Neat. Yeah, man, I would be so scared to tear my car apart. I mean, you know what you're doing, but I would be scared. And Devinverse, welcome in. You won't be able to spin until your ab muscles are healed more. Oh, yeah. How is that coming along? I know you said you had a bit of a setback. But, hopefully you can do more and more. Slowly and gently and carefully. Knowing how to do it isn't an issue. If you change something like the timing belt on your car on the road, the car is illegal, as it's not in a roadworthy state while it's being changed. A car on the road has to be road legal, and someone in your area just got a 1,000-pound fine after they were caught fixing their car on the road. By on the road, do you mean like your car had a problem like in the middle of a drive and you pulled off on the shoulder? Not you, but like they pulled off on the shoulder, fixed it, and then got back on the road? You mean like that? And hydrate. Thank you, Devinverse. We have some black tea, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Master Spinner, taking a master's class in Canada, gave you carding tips for mixing fibers. Oh, neat. Sniper Wolf, you had to take several electrical engineering classes and labs in college. Wiring and getting electrical bits flowing correctly. You've done some electrical work with your dad. And still every time you're terrified when opening up any electrical thing. Even a switch or wall outlet. I don't know, like when I was a kid, my dad, my grandpa, there was a family business of building houses. Building log homes. And so my dad's always kind of known a bit of like how to do a little bit of everything in a house. Like I remember getting zapped. Like we had these stairs that went down to the basement, and the light at the bottom of the stairs, you had to reach around the corner and flick it on. Otherwise the basement is just pitch black. And one of the times there was like a week when we had the plate off of the light switches. And I remember reaching around, flicking the light on, and my hands were in the wires somehow, like, because I was just feeling around the wall. Oh, that hurt. I still remember exactly how that felt. I was probably like 10, no older than 12. Still remember that. But I am surprisingly blasé about kind of pulling things out. I do have my little test stick to make sure that there's no power running. So I'll test that just to be sure. But I'm the kind of person who I'm like, I can do that without touching the wires. Do I really need to flip the breaker? And I'm like, yeah, I should flip the breaker. Like I have to talk myself into it. Yeah, because I don't need that in my life. But I make myself flip the breaker. I do not work on things if they're still live. I do not. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Amazing fan, welcome in. How are you doing? You are a streamer, right? Cause you're Casey Snow Art. You're a Casey Snow Art name. If you're a streamer, I will happily shout you out. That's why I'm asking. But welcome in. It was probably a really weird way to greet you. I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. Never not awkward here. Welcome in. Going all right? You were doing some morning doodling and saw you were on. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. We're not doing art today. The card set I was working on is on its way to Canada right now. So I'm taking a little break from that. Eventually I need to work on some character art, and I need to check back in on Casey's streams and see what kind of really cool warm-ups she has planned out. Oh, I saw that she's doing, was it Stream Inc? Stream Inc, something like that. I've never participated before. But when I saw that she had a prompt in that, I started looking into it. Ooh, Canadian art. Well, it's US art. It's going to Canada and then going worldwide. Whoever happens to get the packs that the art has been stuck into. So I don't know where it's going to end up. A lot of the people who collect the card packs are on Facebook, and they're part of the collectors group. So you do get to see when people get their packs in the mail and they start opening them up, they'll post photos of what cards they got. So sometimes you do get to see who got your cards, which I like. You have no off-road parking. Oh, that makes more sense than Chloe. Okay, so if you have to park your car on the road, you have no garage. That makes sense. I get that. Casey's longtime mod, and you do stream on the weekends. She talked you into it. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out too. Here we go. Let's get that going and click of that. There we go. Nice. I need to check that out. I love seeing what you do, amazing fan. I love seeing what you do when you're posting your artwork, and she's like sharing everyone's work. And like when I look through her Discord, I love the structure that you put into your artwork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fantastic. So yeah, I want to see you in action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ooh, American art. Yes, American art. Merca. Sniper Wolf, always flip the breaker and verify the electricity is off. Exactly. No, like I said, I'm always like, I can probably do this without touching any wires. It'll be fine. I always make myself flip that breaker. You flip the switch first, friends. But yeah, man, sometimes it's just enough of a journey through the house that when you have to, like, you flip the breaker, do the work. You flip the breaker, you check the work. You flip the breaker, you do more work. You flip the breaker, you check the work again. And you're just running up and down the stairs and back and forth. Like, sometimes you're just like, I could probably do this without the breaker. Like, no, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's on its way or already there. It's on its way. They used to not post the artwork until they had the cards in hand. And I just kind of assumed that was more of a making sure that the mail system does what it's supposed to do and they actually have the cards before they promise them to other people. I have never had my cards go missing on its way to the Pernas, the Canadian company that I do the cards with. So yeah, at least for my cards, I've noticed in the past few sets, sometimes they will start posting my artwork before they actually have the cards in hand. Last I checked, as of Saturday, my cards were still in like the Jamaica Plains or wherever the international transfer station is. So by now they might have crossed the border, but I'm not sure. And yeah, I love checking to see where my stuff is in the mail if I have a tracking number. And the cool thing is Canada Post will actually let you keep tracking. I think the, was it Royal Mail also lets you do that. I think you can use the USPS up until it goes out of the US. And I think the Royal Mail, I can use my customs information and track it from there. I love it when countries do that. I am such a helicopter mailer. I'm a helicopter mailer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is Casey's first year in Stream Inc., and they gave her the first day. Ooh, nice. Well, she is fantastic, so they made a good choice. All right, so that's first day. That probably means that's October 1st, I'm assuming. I'm going to have to check the schedule, because I'd love to be there for that. But yeah, I need to jump in on more of her, like warm-ups and workshops. Hopefully I'm spelling this right. Hopefully that's spelled right. But since I'm talking about Casey anyway, I might as well put a link in there too. Yeah, gotta check that out. All right, before continuing, place the eyes. I'm gonna be changing to brown again. Brother Matthew, welcome in. Welcome in. This is my first try at this pattern. And so far, so good. All right, so your area was built in the 1860s, and cars weren't a thing. You need to be more sure something is turned off here due to how UK houses are wired. Is it an older wiring system or just a different wiring system than US? I know you got the I would call them weird outlets, but I'm sure our outlets are weird to you. It's just, yeah, it's just strange to me how the different outlets in different countries are completely configured differently. Like having the travel kit of like different countries' outlets is so funny. You need to be more sure. Oh yeah, I did that. Free exercise? Yeah, for up and down with the breakers. Yeah. Get your stair workout in for sure. But like with ours, they built this like closet to put the panel inside. And when we had the house inspected when we bought it, he said that's actually not up to code. Like it's not advisable to have your panels like closed off that way. So we generally leave it open. But yeah, it's like in this like its own little like closet in the wall, and I have to climb over my husband's like exercise equipment and yeah, up and down the stairs. And says the person who runs for fun. I don't want to go up and down the stairs 3 times for the breaker. Alrighty, so we are going to try to place the eyeballs. Oh boy. Place the eyeballs. Insert the stem. 7 and 8, 4 single crochet stitches apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So somewhere in here. Use the picture as a reference. The 2 facial discs must touch. Actually, tell you what. Exercise while trying to complete a task is less fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's put that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need to shift them over by at least 1. This is probably riveting to watch. Try that. Oh my gosh, look at the little eyeball. God, this thing is so cute. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him, guys. Oh. All right. So let's see. That extends to there. That extends to... Wow, they're actually centered. Good job, me. See if I can get these figured out before... Okay, all right. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. You almost got sick outside with the dog. Oh, no. Oh, Susie, I'm sorry. Oh, man. I hope you're okay. Ms. Zombie Slayer, you have an amigurumi book that has a pretty interesting owl bear pattern. I have seen an owl bear pattern. I can't remember if it is free or paid. I know I saw it on Ravelry. Let me see if I can find it. Because I remember wanting to make it so badly. It's designed by Kylie Slee. Oh, it's the YouTube person. It's, hang on. That's why I didn't make it. One, I think I did not have the right buttons. Here we go. They're Complicated Knots. Complicated Knots or Kylie. Do they have a book? Is that the same book or is it a different pattern? But yeah, I wanted to make that owl bear so badly. I do not have buttons that are the right size for the eyes, and so I didn't. I forgot about that until now, though. I need to get some buttons. That would be such a cute project. Mirror, you lost all your good crochet hooks. Oh no, you told me last time that like they were getting lost, like they were becoming lost, but now they're gone? Why are they gone? Why are the hooks always gone? And Sniper Wolf, you've been learning more knitting moves. Yep, you got your scarf. And now a hat, which means purling and knitting in the round. And knit, purl together. Are there similar moves in crocheting? I mean, they're both knitting and crochet are made up of kind of like the very basic like building block stitches. And for knitting, it is knitting and purling. The basic building block stitch for crochet really is like the single crochet stitch that I'm doing here. I mean, for knitting, it depends on like which way you insert the needle and wrap the yarn. It will change whether you get a purl or a knit stitch. For this, it's kind of like how many times you loop the yarn over the hook or how many times you like pull the yarn through the loops. And it will change the height of the stitches. You can do things that will change the bulkiness of the stitches, but usually in crochet, the main thing you're changing is the height of the stitches, I would say. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, because there's probably lots of stuff I'm forgetting, but I'd say like at its most basic components, that's crochet. I'm trying to catch up, and then I'll do some more owl stuff. And Ms. Zombie Slayer, you learned the purl stitch. You have a ribbon stitch. What's a ribbon stitch? Looking that up. Ribbon stitch. I see that in embroidery. Oh, is this called a ribbon stitch? That's what came up. I don't know if it actually is. Is that similar to? Is it a different owl bear? I want to know what that owl bear is then. Still trying to catch up. Gets off the phone with a company who is going to try to recover $7,000 for you. My goodness. How often do you have to look up the moves you use? Less often. It's true, Mira. Yeah, most patterns will include instructions for special stitches. Yes. which is really helpful because some patterns or some designers will, like, they'll not mix up, but they use the terms interchangeably, like a bobble stitch, puff stitch, popcorn stitch. And there are multiple different ways to work those 3 stitches. And so it really is helpful when the designers do include, they expect you to know the single crochet, the double crochet, the slip stitch. But yeah, if there's a bobble stitch or a puff stitch or something, usually they walk you through how many times you're yarning over, and how many times you're pulling the hook through, and they spell it out for you pretty well. You're doing a Catherine wheel, 7 double crochets in 2 rows, but the pattern described it. And Susie, crocheting was easier than knitting for you? It was for me as a kid. My grandma tried to teach me both. I did end up teaching myself knitting about 10 years ago. But yeah, for most of my life, I could crochet, but I did not know how to knit. Okay, let's see. The eyes are in. And these are actually good backings. So I'm not going to, especially since this is going to my friend, I'm not going to melt the backs. I think I like it better without melting the backs on this one. You originally learned how to knit years ago and you knitted on and off. And then a few months ago you picked up crochet. But yeah, that's cool. I love being able to switch between crochet and knitting. I have a few projects where I'll use both together, and that's fun too. And Sniper, you're going to learn to crochet, but knitting looked like it produced the look you wanted more easily. And you'll probably pick up crochet later. I love being able to crochet. Like I've said many times before, like for me, crochet has a lot more structure to it. So it's much easier for me to build things with crochet. Like amigurumi, I can do amigurumi with knitting also. Like I have some things over there that are knitted. But yeah, crochet, there's like a nice structure to it. It's like nice building blocks. Knitting I love because it's like smooth, like it feels more like sophisticated, like as far as fabric goes. I'm not dissing crochet. I love crochet. And as like knitting has a nice stretch to it. So I love knitting for wearables, and I love crochet for this. And also anything that you really want to have an interesting texture. I like using crochet for that too, because there's multiple ways to create a neat texture with crochet stitches. All right, so let me see if I can wrap my head around the next thing we're doing. All right. Next rounds are beige and white, so we already started that. Okay. On to the body, I guess. Although, I could probably make things easier for myself by hiding some of the strings I don't need right now, so I don't have to do it later. Oh, you think that was a basic rib stitch? I don't know. That stitch looked pretty new to me too. The one that I had pulled up on the Google search. It wasn't one I was familiar with. Mirror, you find crocheting is easier than knitting, but knitting makes socks. I love being able to do both. I really do. I'm really glad I tried knitting again. All right. I don't know what I want to do with that. So I'm going to leave that out. I might have to weave that into the eye socket. I don't want it to connect to the head if it makes it look weird. K2 Tog. K2 Tog. Looks funny to you every time. Like the stitch looks funny, or just the way it's spelled out? K2 Tog. The book is called Crochet. Oh, I want that book. That book I've had my eye on. I think I've almost bought it for myself like twice when I've seen it on sale. I want that book. I really do. So I don't think I knew it had an owl bear in it. But now I do.